Hey everyone, Summer here. This is another video in my series of my Dominions 5 game, multiplayer game using the Warhammer mod. I'm playing as the Greenskins, aka the Orcs and Goblins, more specifically the Bone-Nosed tribe, who are the Savage Orcs and Forest Goblins. It is late in the game, it is turn number 60. We have just completed research into construction level 7 and we're doing level 8 so we can get artifacts. Um, we're a little bit checked out of this game at this point. I'm in a really strong position, but I kind of decided I wasn't going to go for the win, and it looks like the win is either going to be between dwarfs or Khorne. Khorne is currently going for the win, but it looks like the dwarves have moved to stop them by taking one of the remaining Wood Elf thrones. So I'll show you that in a moment. We cast our first Tartarian gate, and we got a spirit, I believe. I'll just go and quickly have a look. He will be, so he's not a commander version, he is a troop and he is feeble-minded and has Shattered Soul 25. But here he is, our Tartarian Spirit. So I haven't really bothered to look up too much about the different types of Tartarian and whether he is worth Gift of Reasoning, but I have decided to Gift of Reason him. So we've got that being cast by Smash Tooth over here. Getting some more Blood Slaves, and we've got some battles. We attacked the Elves in the Weld with an overwhelming force, and it was just a little bit of province defense. This is their fort here, so we'll be storming it immediately. I've got the stuff in place to storm it, so I'm going to go straight for that. Throwing up Arrow Fend, Fog Warriors, Mass Regeneration, and so on. Yeah, so we'll be taking that, and that shouldn't be a problem for us to take fairly straightforwardly. You can actually see on the map here, this is the throne that's in dispute. If we look here, Thrones of Ascension, we can see Khorne has 1, 2, 3, 4. So if Khorne got that one, they'd have 5 and they would nearly be in position to win. We've got 4, Dwarves have got 3. So if the Dwarves take the Throne of Gaia, which it looks like they may, they're in positions to do so, then everyone will have 4 at that point. And I'm not going for the win, so I'm going to try and make it between the dwarfs and Khorne, but maybe either of them will try and take a throne off me. So if everyone's got 4, maybe I should give each of Khorne and the dwarfs a throne, and then let them have a fight over the throne that they choose to have a fight over. So, back to the messages. Battle in New Spring, this is because Khorne took a province off me, I was just taking it back. This is one that, because we'd agreed to original borders, so I just took that back. Ablak, this is Wood Elves attacking dwarfs, sort of just a raiding force, not very much here. And the dwarfs have thrown a big chunk of province defense down there, so these Wood Elves are not going to do very much at all. But we do get to see some Treekin charging around, they're pretty strong. But the Winter Wolves, I think, will be pretty effective against them. Unbuffed Treekin rather. Treekin have the problem that they're not terribly accurate hitters. They're very hard hitters, but not terribly accurate. So yeah, they get chopped down. Down go the undead. Then we've got a battle in the Kingdom of Dara. So this is just Khorne's big army. So you can see their big army of stuff here they've got. This is sort of on its way to try and contest that throne. I don't think it's strong enough to beat what the dwarfs have got. We can see what the dwarfs have got at Mountains of Madness. We can see that it's mostly made up of tons of dwarf infantry, but it's very focused. But it's got King of Bonefires, King of Deep Earth, King of Magma, and Queen of Storm, so 4 elemental royalty present. The High King of Karaz-Karak, Thorgrim Godbearer, who casts Doom at the start of battle, and then they've got various other mages there. They could do with having more mages, really. This isn't a huge number of mages for that particular one, but I think it's strong enough to beat the Khorne force. We'll see, though. Then we've got my water elementals, killing off Deeper Scout, a Marauder Shaman, killed off there. A Rune Bearer, failed to kill a Rune Bearer, and then killed a Disciple of Brass, and that's another Lights Lantern. So Khorne are definitely losing their researchers to this water elementals, but not much else is happening. They're keeping people out of my territory. You can see there's far fewer people creeping around in my territory now. They've been routed off by the water elementals, either killed off or people have moved them to avoid them being killed. Unexpected events, we've got an Orc boss going up to a Big Boss. We've got another Orc boss going up to a Big Boss. Servants of Gaia trying to reclaim the land of the Forbidden Forest. Some Astral Pearls from the water. Unrest and Misfortune there. And some gold from Moliton. So Forbidden Forest, I think this is, yeah, it's a bunch of satyrs and some vine men. And I've got okay province defense here, so I don't rate their chances. Satyrs are not very resistant to slings. So they're going to get a bit chopped up by those slings, I think, or a bit bashed up. Oh, they did okay. Yeah, they've routed. Their morale's not good enough. So that'll see them off. Lost a scout there, and we're into Nehekara and the Weald. So we're storming the Weald. I'm not storming Nehekara currently because I don't want to be embarrassed by that barrel of writing, and I've got all these priests here. We're just going to spend one more turn preaching the hell out of that province and hopefully get the Dominion a bit higher, and then we'll go and kill the barrel of writing. We've got some people with smashers, flying people there, so we'll be able to do that, I think, fairly easily. Not a huge amount else going on this turn for us. We've kind of just sitting back to see what happens. Casting another Tartarian, of course. We'll do a bit of forging here. We've just been forging bits and pieces, waiting for artifacts and stuff, but I think we're kind of... What have we not got a lot of? We could do with some more cool helmets. We've got some body armor. We could do with some more cool... A lot of kind of super combatant equipment that we haven't got. I think I might do an elemental armor. Those are always very useful. So I'll put one of those up. And then, oh, it looks like they've got a few people that haven't quite got their orders yet, so I'll just do a patrol over here. And I think that's it. Oh, we've got a researcher there and a blood hunter. Looks like we hadn't quite finished giving orders to these leftover commanders. We have now. So just some priests and things waiting to build temples. I'm just building temples everywhere because I want to spread the glory of my vengeful water everywhere. Yeah, not much else going on. We've got lots of earth gems at the moment. I could try and cast something earth-based, but my only real earth caster is my god who is over here. He's got, you know, starting earth 4. We got anything else we can be getting on with? Boosting up and casting something. What are we researching towards? Construction level 8 for artifacts, fair enough. We'll do some artifacts because they're fun to do. I'll just start making those. And then Thaumaturgy is going up to level 9. I think that's just that I want to do a teleport master enslave at some point using all the rings and boosters and things on one of my astral mages. I don't know that that's actually going to work, but we can certainly give it a try. We've got tons of astral pearls, so I could actually empower one of them as well. Although I think I may have already done that. I may have a empowered mage out here somewhere. Let me have a look. Urbon. Oh yeah, because he's my stellar. Yes, he's empowered up to level 4 astral, and then he's got crystal coin. So he would be my guy to do a master and slave teleportation, just because they're fun. Okay, so yeah, not a huge amount going on, but we should have some fights coming up between the dwarfs. I'm making sure I keep my eye on the thrones. I think Korn mentioned they might go up through the ogres towards the other dwarf throne. So you can see they've got this. They've already gone through the ogres here, it looks like. So there's a throne there. Is that controlled by them? I don't actually know. Maybe we should scry that or send a scout up there. Where's our nearest scout? We can start recruiting scouts over here to get up there and have a look. Because I don't want to miss anything. And then... Have we got somebody who can cast... Yeah, there you go. Astral Window. Can't quite reach it. Rats. If you go over here, could you reach it? Maybe. Okay, it's time to pick up this guy and send him over, I guess. I'm going to build a lab over here and then astral window it, I think. Do we have an astral mage over? It's quite surprising we've got such a concentration to them down here and we have never really moved them over here to do stuff. I guess we had them over there earlier, but they're here protecting this against potential dwarf rush for this throne. Yep. I think that's it for this turn, so we'll see you next turn. Welcome back. It's turn number 61. I am very short on time to do this turn, and I've got some other stuff to do, so I'm going to really race through this one. Thaumaturgy, still researching. In the Weld, we got a bunch of our stuff lured into the forest. I'm actually not sure what caused this, but a whole load of our stuff got yeeted in the Weld. See? Tons and tons. And it's not a global enchantment, so it's a local spell or sight or something. I don't really know what actually caused that, and I haven't really looked into it. We Gift of Reason to Tartarian, who's still feeble-minded, but he is Gift of Reason. Got some blood slaves. A horror killed another one of our researchers. That's fine. And then we had a bunch of assassinations. This is because we're besieging the wood elf, forest place. This is kind of an interesting one. We've got Scumzog taking on this Waystalker. He actually shoots at the bodyguard troop, which is very good, because Scumzog might have been killed by that. He manages to hit the bodyguard, and then we have a showdown between this Waystalker with 1-star experience and Scumzog, who's wounded, but has 2 stars of experience. And my money would be on Scumzog because of the output of attacks and how hard he can hit, but we'll see. These can actually do quite a lot of damage because they've got their piercing attacks and the short sword and the dagger. They can get through high protection, which Scumzog has, pretty decent protection. Oh, he takes a hit. The bodyguards run away as well. He hits back. Did he take an affliction? No. And he finally kills him. Yeah, as soon as he lands a good hit, protection and strength usually triumphs over skill. Another Waystalker here taking on... See, there you go. Just having that one bodyguard means he didn't shoot at the Savage Orc Shaman. And he, of course, has got imps, so this should be a fairly one-sided fight. He just tosses out tons of imps. And that's the end of that Waystalker. Waystalkers are scary, but if you've got a good items and things on your commanders, you can get through it. This one has not got any bodyguards and no items, so he might be in trouble. So we've got a miss. He blesses himself. He was casting air shield, but he gets killed before he can get it off. And then we got Yellow Eye. Another one, but he's got imps and bodyguards, so I think, yeah, he'll shoot at the bodyguards. So it goes to show the strength of bodyguards against Waystalkers. And then imps plus bodyguards, he is toast. Battle in Valgard. This is a thug attacking some okay province defense. That's like 8 points or something. He's got thug equipment, but more importantly, he's got a lifelong protection. Lifelong protection is really good, and you can take provinces just with lifelong protections on stealthy guys. It's very effective. But the fact that he's got the thug equipment means he can go in there and start chopping these boys up too. Pretty good. And then we've got Battle in Mountains of Madness that we witness. Ooh, lots of stuff going off there. So this is Wood Elves attacking the Dwarfs who are sieging their province with a few things. They're clearly going to cast Foul Vapors, and maybe some other stuff. They've got some air magic and some death magic, so they're going to cast some stuff there. But they don't really have enough troops supporting this. And then the Dwarfs have loads of stuff. So we've already got Natural Storm up. That is because he's got a Staff of Storms. We've got a High Astral guy here with all the boosters. So we're expecting some High Astral stuff. Tons of these gnomes. Look at these gnomes. That's an incredible thing for them to find, these gnomes, because they get so much good stuff from it. They get all these high nature spells. So I'm expecting mass regen, blah blah blah, all of the big stuff. Yeah, there we go. Will of the Fates. They're basically, the dwarf armies are extremely good at this point. And you can see Foul Vapors goes up, it has no chance. Mass regen on its own is a counter to Foul Vapors, honestly. But they've got mass regen, I think they've got Serpent's Blessing up as well, yeah, they got... There you go, poison resistance. And they're casting a Firestorm, they've protected themselves from fire and they're casting a Firestorm. So the elves are going to get completely roasted by that, I imagine. And they're not really in a position to do very much. I don't imagine the dwarfs are going to lose anything at all here, really. I don't think Khorne is in a position to beat the dwarfs either, so I think the dwarfs will beat Khorne if they can't succeed in their throne rush, and I will be happy to concede the game to Khorne because I'm just kind of burned out on it. I need to stop playing it and just do modding and stuff, and I'm happy to just concede the game to the dwarfs if they manage to beat Khorne, so I think that's fine. Some elemental attacks again, enchanters. This is much worse for Khorne. Oh, their Ice Devil managed to kill one. Yeah, and then we have a battle at the Fortress and the Weld. This is us going and taking this fort. There's not much in here. There's some crossbowmen, there's some guys on the wall. There's a Glade Lord. There is nothing that concerns us here, frankly. And we don't expend any gems. Look at all of our imps coming in. Incredible. The power of so many lifelong protections. Unexpected events. Weld Attacks and growth. Growth here. This is some kind of global growth effect that's firing off, right? Yep. Copper Canyons, growth. Lyrian Swamps, a monster boar in Lyrian Swamps. Belagor, we get gold, fire, water, earth, and a spirit mask. That's very cool. Cavnatog, gold, very gold-rich turn. He drank the wrong potion but survived. We lost a Wolf-Rider Scout there, and we did some construction, and we've got Nekara. I'm not gonna script taking on Nekara this turn. I just don't feel like it. Very rushed for time. All I'm really doing this turn is sending some scouts. I'm doing an astral window because I know that there's going to be a battle over a throne. I think this one. I think that one, Desert of the Cleft Brothers. And I'm just trying to kind of scout and other stuff. And everywhere else, I'm basically just sitting still and not doing very much, just sitting and researching and so on. The dwarfs will have that one in a moment. It looks like Khorne has moved away, which was the correct decision because the Kingdom of Dara is full of these troops. Yeah, and not much else to report. We're just kind of chilling everywhere else. My Tartarian that I got, Bone Shedder, the Tartarian spirit, is still feeble-minded. Maybe he'll be fixed at some point. We'll see. And yeah, that's it. So I think I'll just we'll see how next turn goes. But I think soon we might be conceding to the dwarfs and just ending the game there. So see you next turn. Welcome back. It's turn number 62. We continue our quite low effort involvement in this game. Cast an astral window because I wanted to see that throne battle, so we'll see that. Another Tartarian gate has gone off. Did it say what you get? No, but you can go and check. Blood Slaves, we get to see a battle, dwarfs attacking Khorne in Bay Pond. Interesting. They must be positioning their Queen of the Lake to go and do some naughty business. Anyway, they're taking out some Khorne PD. That's very easy for them to do. Cavern of Tog, we get attacked by Wood Elves. I think I've just got Province Defense there. Yeah, this is the Wood Elves' big immortal stack with some pretty good stuff. Way Watchers, Orion, and so on. Bit light on mages though. And then we've just got some dog heads over here. Cynocephalians or Kynocephalians. So they get wrecked, they're just Province Defense. They're positioning to go and maybe attack the Dwarf Throne, I think. Forest of Pine, we attack, even though it's a forest, it's just got Province Defense, so we send one of our thugs in. Usual thing, overwhelm them with imps. Very simple. Khorne attack Dwarfs, Desert of Cliff Dwellers. So this is their big army. So this is a throne province, but it's forted. We've got a Dwarf Province Defense, pretty strong. Dwarf Province Defense is quite scary when they've got a fort up. And here's the Khorne armies. We've got a whole bunch of Chosen Knights along with Blood Crushers as well, mixed in with them, and some Juggernauts that have lost their riders. Some Trolls, Warriors, and Marauders. One of their unique heroes, Skillanfengrim, who's equipped up very sensibly. Regeneration, Boots the Messenger, Crown of Lead to give him more magic resistance. He's pretty scary. We've also got Thorm Rathax the Demon Prince with a Smash and a Charcoal Shield, Boots the Messenger, Ring of Regen. Also looking pretty dang good. We've got 3 of the Ice Devil royalty, none of the other devils. We've got a bunch of Fiends of Darkness and Raptors. That is just for siege offense, I guess. Some more Trolls. Various bloodletters and mages. A big collection of mages in the center here, including we've got an enchanter, various other bits. It's still not, the troll shaman's there too. Ooh, feeble-minded, very unfortunate. This has not got the really strong mage support that I think it's going to need. It does have 2 golems though, and they're quite nicely equipped. And obviously golems can do quite a lot of good stuff with their astral, so those are all there. So obviously they're going to wreck this Province Defense, that's not going to be an issue for them at all, but we'll see, maybe they'll lose some stuff. I think their flyers, they'll lose some of those, but the Chosen Knights are just going to do so much damage to these dwarfs. Dwarven PD, look how strong it is though. Even with all these buffs going off, Dwarven PD is killing a few things. Let's see how much they lost in that. They lost their Enchanter, they lost a Marauder Shaman, they lost a Sage. This is a lot of... How did they die? Was that Missile fire, or was it one of the spells they cast? Actually lost quite a bit here, see? 4 devils, some warriors. Pardon me. Raptors. All their raptors. Were those mercenaries then? They probably were, right? And they took out the province defense, which was... I think this is like 30 points of province defense. Anyway. Khorne's force there, I don't know whether they're going to be able to take that throne. I assume that the dwarfs have teleported in and gatewayed in tons and tons of stuff. That's what I do whenever a throne's under attack. You just magic phase in loads of things. Mountains of Madness, we've got the dwarfs attacking. This is them cracking a fort. So this is actually a really big fight, I hadn't realised. So we've got the dwarfs' main army with their elemental royalty. You know, they've got 4 royals here. They've got their High King, who does that magic resist doom, and they've got this massive army of Ironbreakers, very experienced Ironbreakers and Iron Drakes. So this is really tough front line. And then they've got, you know, their kind of backup forces there. The Wood Elves, they've got a decent collection of mages, some Tree Kin, we've got some Way Watchers who can do some damage and archers and things. Not really enough to hold the enemy off here, but they do have Treeman Ancient, although he's not thugged up. I would expect some more items and things flying around here, but we haven't got them. We've got a few things here. We're going to expect some bigger spells to go off, so maybe we'll just put it on slow and see what happens. So the dwarfs kicking off, Serpent's Blessing, Mass Regeneration, so no Firefend, okay, yeah, Howl makes sense. Yeah, I should point out this is one of the strongest things that the Wood Elves have is this Monolith. Depending on what spells they've got available, he's going to be able to do some very nasty stuff. Legions of Steel, Weapons of Sharpness, Enslaved Mind, Anti-Magic. Foul Vapors has gone up, but it's not going to do anything against Mass Regen, Serpent's Blessing. Firestorm has gone up. And Firestorm is going to do a lot of damage to the Wood Elves, honestly. It's going to get rid of most of their weaker stuff here. So the dwarfs in the centre are getting a bit slowed down by howls and things, but not really. I would say things looking very good for the dwarfs. I think we've got a Fog Warrior's gone off as well, have we? Yeah, Fog Warriors has gone off. Alright, let's go to normal speed and we'll just see what happens. We'll look at the Wood Elf side of things. So the Winter Wolves have come charging in successfully. A lot of Wood Elf stuff is just getting killed by the Firestorm as well here. Those Winter Wolves being ethereal, they're actually really good. I've underrated them before, but I guess if you've got lots of water gems, why not cast some of those? It looks like the Wood Elves are already falling apart, just haven't got the mage support here to keep this going, and they haven't got the troops to keep the dwarfs out. The dwarfs have bundled through the middle. The Monolith could still cast something, but he's very tired. He's casting Vine Arrows. Okay, so the Monolith is not up to anything good here. And we're watching them go. Let's just put it on quick speed. So now the Monolith's going to be very hard to destroy, is the issue. But he doesn't have... You know, he's not regenerating or anything. He is cursed. If he can stay up for a while, because he's surrounded by Winter Wolves who are not the best at killing a Monolith, honestly. If he can stay up for a while, we'll obviously see more. Because they've got the Howl going off, we're going to have more destruction from just random Firestorm damage, perhaps. Nah, he's going down pretty quick. He's going down pretty quick. 252 hit points left. The regen will keep them alive, the dwarfs, even against all this Firestorm business hitting them. Let's go to fast speed. Having Howl cast by the Monolith is really nice because it's durable. So the Howl just keeps going. It's pretty hard to kill the Monolith off. I think they are killing it off. Yeah, we're seeing some real damage coming in now. 142 hit points remain. It's because the Winter Wolves are dying off and the Ironbreakers are moving in, and the Ironbreakers can hit easily hard enough to beat that up. So yeah, the Monolith's just getting torn to pieces now. And it's gone. So, what did the dwarfs lose? I mean, look at that. That's pretty flawless. One Ironbreaker and 25 of that went to wolves. And look at the kills on the King of Magma. That's from the Firestorm. Yeah, pretty flawless destruction of the Wood Elf army there. Some water elemental attacks fail to kill an aspiring champion, successfully kill a marauder shaman, fail to kill a mount king. That's interesting. It's because it's a small water elemental. Events, nothing that interesting. Some money. Okay, Beligor, some gold. 11 nature gems is pretty good. Growth presence income. I would care more if I was kind of paying attention to this game, but I'm not particularly. I'm happy for this to be. I'm going to concede it to the dwarfs if Khorne fail to do what they're trying to do, which I think they will fail to do, but I guess we'll see. I'm okay to concede it to the dwarfs. I think I could have a long and tricky war with the dwarfs. Maybe I could beat them, but I don't. I've never really been kind of aiming to win. I've had fun playing this, playing as the orcs, but I kind of want to use more of my time for doing some modding at the moment. I'm working on Nurgle. That's what I'm doing at the moment. So, Forest of Pine. This is very funny. So this is one of these special events. This is actually often capable of taking out Province Defense. These are not bad Fine Ogres led by an Ivy King. However, we happen to have one of our thugs in the province. Yeah, who is going to have very, very little difficulty tearing through these guys. Sticks up his fire shield. He's got imps constantly coming to help him. Those swarms are no good because he's got fire shield up and vine shield as well. And he's able to just occasionally hit hard enough to kill the fine ogres with his frost brand. And every turn he gets 2 more imps. The imps are constantly fighting. They do a good job. So yeah, we win that one. The power of thugs, especially if you're a lazy player, thugs are particularly good. Killed off a Waystalker by patrolling. Killed off a Waystalker by patrolling. Look, they do manage to kill some stuff when they come in. Killed off a Rune Bearer by patrolling. Killed off a Waystalker by patrolling. This is the thing with these assassins being left behind. If once you've taken the fort and you can do a mass patrol, you can just get rid of them all. Breach Nehekara. I am going to go in on Nehekara this turn. Yeah. So, this turn... Oh, I've got the ability to forge artifacts, so I think... I'll mention what I'm forging. It's not very relevant, but... I am forging the Tome of Gaia, which gives extra earth and nature magic. Because that's a really good one. It's easy to forge. I am moving loads of stuff into this province because it seems to me that Khorne has decided this throne is vulnerable to them. It isn't, honestly, given the amount of stuff that I'm sending in, it's really not vulnerable. We're teleporting in astral mages, we're teleporting in tons of nature mages, we're teleporting in, all sorts of stuff. And we'll move some other things so that we could teleport them in if we wanted to. But yeah, a lot of stuff is teleporting in, a lot of stuff is sneak moving in. So there's going to be a significant amount of stuff in there. And inside we've got a decent number of things, but they're mindless. They're not very good at repairing the walls. We don't have the best defense. They're probably able to take the walls off us in like one turn. But I am going to summon up some stuff. I may as well just use these to summon whatever I can. So let's have some... we'll have Horned Serpent. We'll have Horned Serpent. Oh no, he should do something with death. Reanimation's fine. Is there anything we can do with 1 air? No, there isn't. Look at that. And they can't do spiders either. Not much they can actually do. Pack of wolves. Pack of wolves. Anyone not casting something? We can always alchemize more nature gems since we're not really being efficient. I don't care about that. This is just to keep the wolves up if we can. So just summoning a bunch of stuff. Can you cast anything? No. I might have a fire booster for you actually. Let's put a helmet of fire on him and there's some fire snakes. Any other fire things you could have? No. We've got loads of items we can throw in there. We've got loads of thugs and things, so we're going to turn up. We've got a Queen of Air that's coming over. Our other Queen of Air is busy. So this is the throne, by the way, that Khorne's trying to take. I don't think they're going to be able to. What else could we send in there? We've got Loads more stuff cloud trapezing in, that's fine. We're going to have stuff of storms up in there, whatever we want it. I think we could... Oh, you can go there, actually. I hadn't even noticed. Oh, well, they can just sneak in. Let's just send all those guys in as well. So we're going to have an absurd number of mages in there. I think we could have a quick look at this Nehekara situation, because I'm going to try and storm that. So this is my storming force. Basically, up in this corner, what am I doing? Up in this corner, we've got Grom and various other things. We're basically and a bunch of thugs. They're going to moss body, quickness, gift of flight, elemental fortitude, give themselves protection, mass regeneration, serpent's blessing, etc., etc. Whatever they can do up there. What are you doing? Actually, you're not doing anything useful, are you? Could you cast me? Is there any useful nature spell that we could throw on our guys? Curse the Frog Prince. Tell you what. Out you go. Good luck. You're casting Curse the Frog Prince. We've got some troops here to just hang around, firing at stuff, being slow. Grom is going to be attacking rear as well. Gift of flights and things over here. Yeah, so basically we've got Grom attacking rear. We've got this guy with his firebrand. We've got this guy with his sword. We've got a smasher here. We've got a smasher and a sword here. And we're just going to go and try and hit the monolith with those and not hit them with other stuff. Meanwhile, we've kind of preached the province, so we've got positive dominion there, so he'll be weaker. And the barrel of writing will just get smashed up, is my plan. This could go horribly wrong. I haven't planned it particularly well, but it would be nice to just take Nehekara as a little kind of extra victory near the end. Elsewhere, we're just building tons of temples and kind of pushing our dominion. But yeah, it's between, as far as I'm concerned, Khorne and the dwarfs. I'm happy to concede to either when they get into the position that they've, won. And yeah, I'm gonna kind of sit this one out and say I've had a good time playing the game. I've got a huge empire, chomped up loads of stuff. It's been very fun. So we'll see how that goes next turn. Hopefully we'll see some cool battles. I've got people in place to watch thrones for various battles. I don't think I've got anyone down here in case the dwarfs do some kind of teleport into the lake. Maybe I could... I think they've got a dome up there. They might do. Let's cast Astral Window on that. There you go. Chuck an Astral Window up. And I will see you next turn. Welcome back. It's turn number 63. I think this will be the last turn in this video. And I'll try to make it somewhat quick, although obviously a lot of stuff is happening this turn. The dwarfs have got the Throne of Gaia. That was the Wood Elf one that they took away. We used Astral Window to see what was happening in the battle where Khorne was attacking the dwarfs. Vengeful Water has been dispelled by Khorne, presumably because they're sieging my throne. That's what they want to do. And then we've got Bloodslave, Battle in Rame. So this is the throne province. This is the force they have sent to attack. I forgot to take my corpse constructs off patrol. That was stupid. So we don't get those, have those as fort defenders. Got a big army of stuff, lots and lots of things. Some nasty stuff, including a bloodthirster, including quite a few mages and things. Not a crazy powerful horde of mages or anything, but decent mages, and loads of their really good sacreds. But I'm not super concerned by what I'm seeing here. There's nothing that terrifying turning up. Got a bishop fish there to take the throne when they take it and so on. They've got some flyers and things, but a lot of this is, there's a lot of undead which will be destroyed pretty easily and so on. So I don't know. Not terribly worried about that. Obviously, they easily destroy my province defense there. They lose a handful of things. Losing 2 forest trolls quite funny. I guess they got caught on fire or something. And then Asanon, Wood Elves attack us with just some kind of raiders. The Wood Elves have gone AI now, so we don't really need to worry about them particularly, but they're just still taking some provinces of us. We see the dwarfs attack in Ionia against Khorne and knock out some province defense, and battle in the fortress of Nehekara. So this is us finally getting around to finishing off the Beryl of Writing, or is it Bettle of Writing? Bettle of Writing, which has also managed to summon up a Watcher, and it's got a few other things with it. So we've sent in a strike force, and the plan here is to basically fly over and land and do a bunch of damage to inanimates there. Oh, Savage Orc Shaman at the front there, immediately getting blasted in the face. But we've cast a bunch of stuff. And then we're going to have some flyers who will fly over and try and knock out the Battle of Writing. So let's just watch what happens with that. So there's the first of the flyers. He's flown over, he's got a smash and a firebrand. He swings at the Battle of Writing, and we've got some damage to it already. And then more will fly in. He's getting trampled, and he's hit with a Thunder Strike, but he resists it. So now he's fighting this Tomb King here. He's been joined by a troll. And in has come Toothkick, the Savage Orc Shaman. He's not actually sure what he's doing. That's strange. Is he berserked? Yeah, he's gone berserk, that's why. And here is our Air Queen. She's got a smasher. And their pretender is getting smashed up and stunned. And that's the end of the Battle of Writing. Crushed by the Air Queen. So that is the end of Nehekara, basically. They have managed to kill, I think, one, maybe two of our Savage Orc Shamans. But we've killed off what's left of them. So let's see what we lost there. 2 Savage Orc Shamans, and just some rubbish. And we took out Nehekara, which is good. There we go. They've killed our god, but of course they don't have anyone to return, so they are dead. Events, growth, and so on, some transformations. I'm just going to click through these quickly because I've got a bunch of stuff to show you in a moment. And I haven't quite finished doing this turn either, scripting it to be ready. Boots of Long Strides, Air Gems, lovely. Luck and Growth worldwide, and the Throne of Gaia has gone back to sleep. Raim has been breached straight away, so we need to deal with that. So what we're doing this turn is organising a big defensive Raim. We obviously teleported in tons of stuff. More stuff is teleporting in. We're casting Vafa, Flames. We're casting all kinds of summons, Naiad Warriors, Wyverns. I've done tons of alchemy and burned up tons of my gems just to have more stuff here. And yeah, we're just kind of ditching out as much stuff as we can. And I haven't quite finished equipping some of these, I believe. So like Frog Elfbiter at the moment has not got any exciting equipment. We could give Frog Elfbiter some exciting equipment, I think. Let's give him a Flesh Eater, a shield, some fire plate, a flame helmet, boots of the messenger, dancing shield, and amulet of anti-magic. There we go, he's equipped up. And then we'll click through Control T and we'll give him something. So he was casting a bunch of moss bodies. He's going to cast moss body, and then I don't know what spells he should get off. Fire shield's always a good one to have. Doesn't need personal regeneration because we're going to cast mass regeneration in this battle. So I guess just mirror image and then attack. There we go. He's off to go and kill stuff. And do we have any other thuggy type boys that we could equip up? Not really. The rest of them have already got stuff to do. I guess Mechwart could be thugged up. Don't really have any armor for him or anything. We've still got a Frostbrand and another weapon lying around. We've got a shield. Yeah, I guess let's give this guy greenstone armor, boots of the messenger, Scutata, Frostbrand, spirit mask, and then a ring of wizardry we're not doing anything with. I should probably put that on someone. Storm spool. Blood pendant? Who cares? He's run out of stuff. Okay, fine. Yeah, I'm not taking this super seriously, but I want to, script an okay defense here. I think I've kind of agreed with Khorne. Like, if they fail here, they're probably going to give up. So I'm just going to do some basic stuff here. Let's have Elemental Fortitude, and then Fire Shield is always good to have. Phoenix Pyre, attack closest enemy. And then we need somebody. What's the leadership on the Queen of Clouds? Queen of Clouds got good leadership. So the Queen of Clouds can lead my various undisciplined idiots. Just want them all in a big squad, I think. or a couple of big squads. Let's have the fire snakes around that side. They're undisciplined, so I can't tell them to do anything in particular. And we'll have all these demons over here. We can have that on hold and attack. I don't know, rearmost enemies. It doesn't really matter, does it? I'll just move them out of the way. But the idea is that we're just going to hold the enemy in place. We're going to get off lots of air elementals, mass regeneration, serpent's blessing, elemental fortitude, battle fortunes are going to go off, soul slays. You can be on hold and attack. You at the front, maybe. Fog warriors, howl, another serpent's blessing, life after death. We're going to have. We're going to have a few things going off. Zalis, we can give him the Ring of Wizardry, I think. He is casting Anti-Magic Doom, Solar Brilliance. Have we got anything better than Battle Fortune that we can be casting? Enslaved Mind's pretty funny. Battle Fortune. I think just Enslaved Mind, actually. I find Enslaved Mind more amusing. I'm going to throw Enslaved Mind. We're going to have Solar Brilliance go up as well. Doom. Let's give this guy something to protect him if we can, or we can at least give him some reinvigoration. And Lightning Rod, I guess. Give him a little bit more protection. They're all being guarded, you know. They're all kind of sat back. Anyway, I think that's enough scripting of stuff there. Yeah, we're going to try and hold them in place and just blast them with various spells. And we're going to have relief up. I need to make sure that somebody's casting relief. Is somebody definitely casting relief? We got Frostfend Wave Warriors going up too. Air Elementals. You have not got specific things that I've been telling you to cast, so your job could be to cast a bunch of charms. Get back with everyone else. I'm sure I do have someone casting. I got Mass Regeneration Relief on Oak Throg. Okay, that answers that question. This guy wasn't really given anything in particular. Can we give him anything? Giving people lightning rods is probably perfectly reasonable. Just to kind of keep going. I think if you give them an item, an annoying thing the game does is it forgets what spell they were casting sometimes. Yeah, which is a bit weird. Nefele is casting Mist of Deception, Fog Warriors, and so on. Yeah, we've got a lot of spells being cast. We'll be able to show you next turn. I'm also moving my god in with a bunch more sneaky boys moving in there. Actually, my sneaky boys, instead of doing that, should go and hit this province. And they can all sit in the corner. And they can cast Air Shield's definitely a good idea. Blessing's definitely a good idea, and then just spells is probably fine. Air Shield Horde of Skeletons, Air Shield Blessing. You're over there as well. You can cast Air Shield. And then a Horde of Skeletons, I'm guessing, would be the best thing to cast. Yeah, I've got some stuff hitting this province, and I can have them hit that province over there. And my god is going to move in here, Gorkzilla, and I've just got him scripted to summon Earth Power, Iron Skin, Heat from Hell. I think they'll hit him with a bunch of stuff, and it'll go wrong, and he'll get killed. But I just thought it'd be kind of funny and interesting to do it. I'm kind of planning on this being the last turn that I play, basically. So I thought I'd just send in Gorkzilla, and he can try his luck against Bloodthirsters and things. Yeah, it could be kind of fun. And getting Heat from Hell off would be potentially quite amusing. This will also gem bait their army before they actually attack the throne, so that's kind of a fun thing to do. Elsewhere, I don't really care what's going on, so I'm just moving some stuff around, and yeah, moving a few things back, but not very much. I've got all these boys back here. I'm just going to leave them alone, and I'm attacking the Wood Elves, but they've got AI. But basically, it all just comes down to this fight over here, and I'm not really bothering with anything else. So I think what we'll do is we'll just leave the turn there. We'll see how that fight goes. I'm not throwing up a global to replace the global that got knocked down either, but maybe I will next turn. Tartarian's wise. I've got Bone Shudder, but he can't really help. I just recently got Lapithae, who's very cool, but not in a position to help at the moment. She is very cool. And where was my Tartarian with Earth? Penator, but he's decided to pillage. But other than that, he would have been useful in that fight. He's just decided not to. Artifacts, I'm just forging the Crown of the Ivy King because it's interesting. And everyone else is just kind of researching and hanging around. So that is everything for this turn, and I will see you next turn.